Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dave from Truckee Pacific Reviews. Welcome back. And with me, as always, is Dante. Hello, Dante.
Hello, Mr. David.
I feel like I haven't seen you in seconds. How the hell are you?
I'm good, sir. Thank you for asking.
Good. How was your fall break?
It was good. It was good.
Good. So one thing that Dante's been doing is that every day to get into the Halloween spirit, he's been doing various Halloween-related tasks. Do you want to tell all the 10 listeners who are listening? Do you want to tell them what you've been doing? Like, what do you do on a daily basis to celebrate Halloween?
Okay, first off, I feel some deja vu. Have we already stated this?
We could have, or there's people that haven't listened to the episodes before. So for those who are just joining us, you can actually talk to them as well.
That makes a lot of sense.
All right.
So what I'm doing is I'm just watching different Halloween films. So like I would go on a Freeform, or me and Dad are actually watching all of the Universal Monster films. So we're watching Dracula right now.
Yeah, the 1930s Bela Lugosi classic, which is it's pretty funny. It's actually kind of a funny movie now that we're 70 years removed from the movie or so.
90 years.
90? Yeah, I guess so. Math is not my strong suit. Luckily, Dante is very gifted in math. What else are you watching?
Halloween Town. I'm trying to watch all 4 of the Halloween Town films.
What's Halloween Town?
It's a cheesy Disney film franchise.
Okay, keep going. I don't know anything about Halloween Town, so you're explaining Halloween Town to me, but also Halloween Town to our 10 listeners.
Well, it's like this weird town, and it has like cheesy effects, and I literally know no one in the film.
What's it about?
These kids go on this bus to like a magical Halloween realm where their grandma lives, and both of the girls are witches, and the mom's kind of a douche in the movie, and she doesn't want her child to be a witch, and so every single time there's Halloween, she's like, no.
I'm sorry, again?
No.
Okay, I got it now. So on a pumpkin scale of 1 to 4 pumpkins, what are you rating Halloween Town so far?
Like a 3.
Wow. You're easy to please. You gave Hubie Halloween a 3, and he didn't even particularly like that movie very much.
Well, besides the mother and the brother, the film's good.
Other than the mother and the brother, the film is good.
They're both douches.
They're both douches. Well, that kind of leads us into the movies that we've been reviewing so far for Truckee Pacific Reviews. We've been kind of focused on Halloween movies so far. We reviewed Hubie Halloween last week, the immortal classic Hocus Pocus a couple weeks back. So, this week is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I would say it's probably like one of the top 20 of my favorite movies of all time. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a Halloween movie. It just in general, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. And we are talking
what film?
Beetlejuice.
Wait, I never knew that this film was one of your favorites of all time. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like a top 20. Yeah, we watch it probably once a year. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a Halloween movie, but it fits really well with this holiday movie pack of movies that we've been reviewing. So Dante wanted to review Beetlejuice. This is a movie I've been watching for many, many years, starring a young pre-President Trump Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, before she became an Olympian archer, and then, of course, Michael Keaton as
pre-Batman.
I don't know if it is pre-Batman or not, because Batman was 89. So you have Wikipedia up. What is when did Beetlejuice come out?
Okay, wait.
I think it's a post-Batman.
Hold on.
I'm holding.
88.
'88. So it was right before Batman. So what a good couple of years for Michael Keaton. He had
Well,
success with
if
Beetlejuice
I
and Batman.
can insert some of my facts early,
Of course.
Michael Keaton was actually gonna do a Beetlejuice sequel, but then he got distracted by Batman.
As one tends to do. And by distracted, he got really, really famous after Batman, and I don't think Tim Burton could afford to put him back as Beetlejuice too.
Yeah. They tried
But
3 different times to make a sequel.
yeah, they keep talking about trying to make a sequel. I mean, there was something a couple years ago where they were trying to make a sequel.
Yeah.
But this is one of those movies that doesn't really need a sequel. They wrapped it up pretty good at the end. I don't honestly see a need for a Beetlejuice sequel, just like I don't really see a need for like a Goonies sequel. Like they're just perfect movies as it is, and that doesn't need to, be rehashed or rebooted or anything like that. But this is like Tim Burton, like right as he was like really exploding on the scene. Tim Burton, amazing Tim Burton movie. And then after this, he follows with Batman and then helps produce Nightmare Before Christmas and just like sets the stage for a very long career. So let's get into some Batman facts, Dante. Go us and give us a little bit of Batman facts. Or Beetlejuice facts. I'm on the Batman train apparently.
May I ask, what's your favorite Tim Burton film?
The film that he directed?
Anything that Tim Burton is in any way with.
Well, I would say Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite Tim Burton. Yeah.
Your tattoo.
Yeah, I have a Jack and Sally tattoo, which in Beetlejuice, Jack Skellington makes his first appearance, oddly enough.
Wait, what? When?
Yeah. And when Beetlejuice is coming out, he's in the house at kind of towards the end, and he starts coming out of the floor, and he has like what do you call it? A carousel going around his head. On top of the carousel is a Jack Skellington face. So Nightmare Before Christmas is probably my favorite Tim Burton attributed movie. Though he didn't direct it, he did produce it, and the stop animation part of Nightmare Before Christmas was all his idea. Then I would follow it up with probably Beetlejuice, then Batman. Big Fish is definitely right up there. Edward Scissorhands. I mean, he's made some great movies, some really great movies. What about you?
Okay, so, I had a weird Nightmare Before Christmas phase for like 2 months. So I would say Nightmare Before Christmas, then Beetlejuice, because I have not seen a single Batman film that wasn't Batman v Superman.
What'd you think of Big Fish?
Oh, I loved it. It was like my 3rd favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one, especially at the end. What are some Beetlejuice facts?
Okay, I'm going to start with in other media. So apparently there's a Beetlejuice animated series. It ran for 4 seasons on Fox.
Wow, I did not know that.
Or 4 seasons on ABC and the final season on Fox. It went from 1989 to 1991.
Wow.
Okay. Untitled document. So first off, this film has only 2 real like songs in it.
Okay.
And both of them are by the same exact guy.
And they are?
Harry Belafonte.
And what are the songs?
Deo and Jump in the Line. They're both on my playlist. So
right.
he was an early supporter of the civil rights movement, and he was a confidant of Martin Luther King Jr.
Who, Beetlejuice?
No, Harry Belafonte.
Oh, I was unsure what you were talking about.
He was an advocate for political and humanitarian causes like the anti-apartheid. He also, fun fact, he's as close to getting an EGOT as Lin-Manuel Miranda is.
And for those who don't know what the EGOT is, it's an Emmy, Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. And Trent Reznor is a Tony away from EGOT, my favorite singer.
Well, that's going to be really easy, let's be honest. Including a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Harry Belafonte has a Lifetime Achievement Award from Grammy. He also has the National Medal of Arts. Okay, so this is like a sad story.
Okay,
so
sad story.
The guy who plays Otho, like the interior designer in Beetlejuice,
Mm-hmm.
he was also the Nightmare Before Christmas mayor.
Yeah, the mayor that his head twisted.
Which is really sad if you know how he died.
I don't know how he died. Tell me.
Okay, well, I'm going to get to that. He was openly gay throughout his entire life. And his parents enrolled him in ex-gay therapy, which included shock treatment. And this is like really sad because he tried to attempt suicide by overdosing. But once his parents found out that he attempted suicide, they were comfortable with his sexuality. He retired in 2007, and he purchased a Queen Anne style Victorian era home. And let me read some more. It was exactly like a year after he bought it, it just burned to the ground.
That's not good.
And he's quoted on saying, "I've lost my dream."
That's sad.
Yeah, it is really sad. And 2 years later, after his house burned down, he fell on his head and died of blunt trauma to the head.
Man, that's too bad. Well, that's very sad.
I told you.
Poor Otho. We hardly knew ye. How about some fun facts? Give us some fun Beetlejuice facts.
I'm sorry, that was the most interesting thing I could find on Beetlejuice.
That was the most interesting thing you found on Beetlejuice.
Well,
Otho
I just
died.
found it interesting. Burton's original choice for Beetlejuice was Sammy Davis Jr.
That would have been a very weird choice. Sammy Davis Jr. was, part of the Rat Pack, and he's probably pretty old at this time. And he was mostly famous in the late 60s, early 70s, some in the 50s. But at that time, it would be kind of a weird Beetlejuice. It's hard to think of anybody else other than Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice.
Yeah. So, the original script for Beetlejuice was way more gory, and it had the Maitland's car crash depicted really graphically, where Barbara's arm was being crushed, and the couple was screaming for help as they slowly died. I'm sorry, I can't find any more fun facts.
Those were so fun. Those are just some excellent fun facts.
Yeah, and the character of Beetlejuice was envisioned by the person who originally made the script as a winged demon who takes on the form of a short Middle Eastern man.
Short Middle Eastern man. All right.
So I guess Sammy Davis Jr. would fit.
Other than being Middle Eastern, I guess he's short. So, and he only has one eye. He only had one eye at the time. So I don't know if that helps or hurts.
So you know how he wants to scare the family?
Yes.
Out of the house? The original script made him want to kill the family. Murder them. Which later on in the script you find out he actually does kill some of them. So he also had a second child of the real people. I think it was a sister to Lydia, who Lydia in this script cannot see the Maitlands, and but this new girl, her name's Kathy.
Mm-hmm.
She is the one who Beetlejuice is trying to destroy, and in his homicidal wrath in the film's climax, he mutilates her in the form of a squirrel.
He turns her into a squirrel and then mutilates her, or he just turns her into a squirrel?
He just turns it into a squirrel and then murders her.
All right. Well, I don't think I'd like a movie with Beetlejuice as a winged demon and killing squirrels. I wouldn't like that movie as much, I don't think. I think
Well,
the
anything
script.
that's killing squirrels you don't like. Let's be honest.
Well, I don't like killing of animals really, and my dad is like really into your grandpa is really into squirrels. So like, save the squirrels. Hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag save the squirrels. Come on, Beetlejuice. So that's all my facts for today. I know literally all of them were sad.
Well, it's just interesting. The different take on the original script of Beetlejuice. It sounds like a much darker, more of a horror movie versus kind of like a, it's not really a scary movie because Tim Burton doesn't really do scary movies, but it was a little bit more fun, I guess, this way, which it's kind of weird to say because it's all about death and demons and shit, but it's a lot more fun this way. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
All right. So
Wait,
let's
wait,
get
wait,
in.
wait. I have one last fact.
One last fact. All right, let's do it.
So, in the original script, he only needed to be exhumed from his grave to be summoned. I just wanted to use that sound effect. Now we're done.
You did great. So when I was a kid, I'd say probably not much older than you. We used to do this thing called Bloody Mary, and the lore was that if you sat or stood in your dark bathroom and said
With candles.
Bloody Mary 3 times, then Bloody Mary would appear behind you and then like kill you. And but we're like, oh, this isn't for real. So I'm wondering if the saying Beetlejuice's name 3 times was something that was garnered from like the Bloody Mary lore. So saying Beetlejuice 3 times and he comes out. I wonder if that has something to do with the old Bloody Mary.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Fight me, I dare you.
Beetlejuice, also the name of a very large, very near star that's about to go supernova in the next 100,000 years. Spelled very differently, though.
You want to know another sad fact about Beetlejuice?
Oh, I love sad facts. Go ahead and give me some sad facts.
So there was an entertainment person named Beetlejuice who is...
Rapper?
Well, I don't know, honestly. But
No, he was on the Howard Stern show. He was like a midget, I think.
okay, let me tell you the sad thing about
Small head.
Beetlejuice. That you might want to hoard your stuff until I actually tell you what happened to him. He was like insulting this WWE star, and the WWE star, I'm pretty sure, got a chair and launched it at his head, and he got brain damage.
Wow, that sucks.
It does. Yeah, he made his debut on the Howard Stern show, so he didn't have brain damage at the time. But
the brain damage came later.
Yeah. Pretty sure he has brain damage.
Well, that was another sad fact brought to you by Dante.
Yay!
All right, so let's get into the review. This is Truckee Pacific Reviews, not Truckee Pacific Sad Facts.
Well, we could change the name at any time.
We could. It's our show, so we can literally do whatever the hell we want to. But I think in this case, let's review this movie, and I'll let you review it first because, like I said, this is one of my favorite movies. Top 20 favorite movies, and so I will give my glowing review once you have given yours.
So, out of 4 pumpkins, I rate it 4 pumpkins out of 4 pumpkins.
All right, just getting
It's
a
a
pumpkin
great
rating
film.
right out of the way.
It has a lot of famous people in it.
It does.
And it's just a good film. I feel like it goes by too fast, but I like the last scene where like he has the
with Jack Skellington on top. We've already discussed this. Wow.
Whoa.
We've brought it all together. It's all full circle now.
Full circle.
Come on. What else? Keep going.
That's my review.
That's
it was
your
really
review?
good. If I would want to see the musical if it came out. I would like if it was a Hamilton style musical, I would watch it. Like a Hamilton where like they show it on like TV, I would watch it.
Yeah, there is a Beetlejuice musical. Well, I'm giving my review. You should check the Beetlejuice musical and see if it's won any Tony Awards or anything. 'Cause I honestly didn't even know there was a Beetlejuice musical until I was Googling pictures, and there's like Beetlejuice the musical. So check that out while I'm giving my glowing review. Uh, like Dante said, a lot of really great actors in there. You have Gina Davis, you have Alec Baldwin, of course, Michael Keaton. Beetlejuice is one of his most iconic roles. So much so that he will break into Beetlejuice voice in future roles. Like he broke into his Beetlejuice voice when he was in Batman, and then he broke into his Beetlejuice voice again in Spider-Man Homecoming. I think that was the first one of the Marvel Spider-Mans with the new Spider-Man, Tom Holland. Michael Keaton's just a great actor. But, you also had Winona Ryder, who she was really popular because of the movie Heathers and like really broke out here with Beetlejuice. And then a actress who wasn't very popular at the time, who is now immensely popular. God, I just forgot. Catherine O'Hara. She was in as the mom. I mean, like, you have this great cast. Tim Burton is just an amazing director. He's a very visual director, so lots of bright colors, lots of moving images, non-linear sets and stuff. Everything had different shapes and sizes and colors. The afterworld was really bright, where the modern world where the people were living was kind of dark. So you kind of had that juxtaposition of you'd think that the dead people would live in a dark world, but they actually lived in the world with more color and more light, whereas the live people were living in a more drab kind of existence. The writing was really great, so I'm glad to see that the future rewrites into that script made it the movie that it was. The music was great. Danny Elfman, that's one of the first few collaborations between Tim Burton and Danny Elfman. The music is fantastic on it. And it's funny. It's a legit funny movie. Michael Keaton delivers these lines really well, and he's just a really natural actor, and he took that kind of funny demonic person and really rolled with it. So I, like Dante, am giving Beetlejuice my 4 pumpkins. 4 pumpkins. Dante's been playing a lot of the Tool Time intro sound effects for pretty much everything. It's almost like the Larry David Kirby Enthusiasm, like the little theme song. Exactly. So he's been accentuating many of his points with the.
Oh, I take my point. Beetlejuice did not get a chair thrown at his head. He does not have brain damage. I couldn't find anything on that. So you have edit that out. Edit that out.
Well, that's not going to get edited out. We're going to print a retraction. We apologize to Beetlejuice of Howard Stern fame for
Lester Green,
for any emotional distress that we caused by saying that you had brain damage, and we apologize sincerely here at Truckee Pacific Reviews.
We're sorry, Lester Green.
We're sorry, Lester Green. And as tradition, we always like to close out with what? Go ahead.
Kathy Najimi tweets.
Yes, that's where it's going.
Oh, okay.
We're closing out with our weekly Kathy Najimi tweets. Dante, give me some Kathy Najimi tweets.
Twits?
Tweets. She give the tweets. Come on.
First one. I'm exhausted. Maybe I'm not the badass all my jewelry states I am.
I don't know, Kathy Najimi. I think you're pretty badass.
We all think you're pretty badass. We love you here.
We do.
Okay, so Dad, we have to join something. It's on Zoom. It's an interactive conversation with Kathy Najimi on October 24th.
October 24th, putting it on. It's a week from yesterday, so let's put it on the calendar.
Just put it on the calendar.
Do you have any other Kathy Najimi tweets?
I'm looking. She every single thing she has is just about like politics. So like it's always about like voting or something. Makes sense, but
It does make sense. And if you guys haven't gone out and voted, Dante, you can't because you're too young, and that would be fraud.
yeah.
But go out and vote, please. We have like 2.5 weeks or something like that until election day. Please go out and vote. It's super important. This is such an important election.
So I found another Kathy Najimi tweet.
Let's do it.
PD dog emoji and I had a walk in CP today. One of the most inspiring parks in the world. The thing that confounded me the most was how all the gorgeous visitors from other countries keep their sneakers so damn clean and brightly white. How's every tennis shoe immaculate?
That's a great question. One I don't have to ever answer because all my shoes are always black.
Yeah. She's a video about like dairy. Like
These look so good. The coconut milk ready whip and the almond milk ready whip, but because we're not a big dairy family, guess what? Neither of them work. We shook, we pushed.
so she's just talking about coconut milk ready whip.
That sounds delightful.
Thank you, Kathy.
Any more
I'm
Kathy and Jimmy tweets before we head out?
So she was talking about Trump's tax returns. Well, she said, "Raise your toe if you're surprised."
That's a hard feat for many people. I'm not good with raising my toes.
Hard feet for every people.
All right. Well, that was it. That was Truckee Pacific Reviews for this week. Next week, we are going to either review the Bela Lugosi Universal Classic Dracula, or Dante and I watched a really fun vampire movie on Netflix called Vampires versus the Bronx. Either way, we're going to review some sort of vampire movie next week. So stay tuned for that. Also, make sure that you check out the Mile High podcast that is going up on YouTube and on Facebook. Go to truckeepacific.com to follow all of our content, including Santori Project is about to hit the road again. This time he is going on, I think, like a 5-week journey around the state of Texas because Texas is so big. And James, my co-host of the Mile High podcast and my business partner at Truckee Pacific, is putting together a really great scavenger hunt for Santori. So make sure you follow that. Dante, any last words before we go? Any words of wisdom?
Follow Kathy Najimi on Twitter.
Follow Kathy Najimi on Twitter.
Help her with this Ready Whip problem.
We got to give her support for this Ready Whip problem.
Exactly.
And next week, I forgot to promote that we have a James's Games next Friday, welcoming Dr. Detroit, Mel, Santori back. And then in 2 weeks, we have a special guest, one of my old friends from a long time ago, Chef David Bondarchuk, is going to join us for our Halloween special episode. So make sure you guys are following us. Make sure you like and subscribe. You guys know how to do that because I'm not good enough to put like little button, little bell, and the little subscribe thing. You guys know how to do all that shit. So make sure you like and subscribe. Go to truckeepacific.com. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. And hopefully you can join on for Kathy and Jamie's Zoom thing next Saturday. All right. Well, that's it. Nice short in the bag. Beetlejuice, 4 pumpkins. Go check it out.
4 pumpkins.
All right.
8 pumpkins if you can. If
8
you count
total
both.
pumpkins. The Hawkins have given it 8 total pumpkins. And if my wife was here, she would have given it a 4 pumpkins too. So the Hawkins household would have given out 12 full pumpkins for this movie. So it's definitely worth it.
One last thing. If Rhett and Link are watching this, please send us Oreo flavored burgers, please.
That sounds weird and gross, but also intriguing at the same time.
Josh would make it. Let's be honest. He would probably make.
Sure, whatever you say. I don't know who Josh is, but he would definitely make it.
He's their chef.
All right, the Rhett and Link chef from Good Mythical Morning. All right, guys, that's it. Have a good night. I'll see you later. See you next week.
See you later.
This has been a Truckee Pacific production. For sponsorship inquiries and comments, go to the Mile High Podcast at gmail.com.